We are just outside of downtown San Antonio at the historic Pearl. Elizabeth Farso is our host today. It's so nice to meet you.
Great to meet you as well, and welcome to Pearl and to San Antonio.
Thank you. Tell me about what is the Pearl?
You know, first and foremost, I think what stands out most to people is that it's a place of great history. So for more than 115 years, it was a brewery that was founded by a group of German immigrants in the 1880s. And so a lot of the buildings that are here, you know, as you're meandering around are really, you know, the brew house, which is now Hotel Emma, was built in 1884. And there was a period of time in San Antonio when more than 20% of the population was employed here. So it's a huge part of San Antonio history, which is one of the reasons why we have been so committed to the historic preservation of the buildings, but also the historic preservation of the spirit of what this place was. You know, when we go through the archives, you know, you see all of these stories of people who worked here for their whole life, or people, multi-generational families, and people still come up to me and say, you know, every time I drive by and I see the smokestack that says Pearl Pride, I salute, because my father and my grandfather worked here. And so it's just got that pride of place. But then we have evolved this environment into being a really dynamic neighborhood, anchored, I think, most fundamentally by around food. The Culinary Institute of America has been here for 12 years. This is their only urban campus, and they have students, more than 100 students coming through at any time, with a specialization in Latin American and Mexican cuisine. We have our beautiful kind of center of our property, Hotel Emma, which is a 5-diamond hotel. They have been there for roughly 7 years now. And that is in the original brew house. And then we have 23 other F&B, food and beverage, cafes, wine stores, restaurants, a food hall that dot the whole neighborhood. So whether you're here for a really special occasion dinner, or you just want to hang out in the park and have a picnic, and it's all unique local chefs and operators. Brasserie Mon Chouchou is a French brasserie that opened, and it is the creation of 3 close French friends. And so it's a wonderful, vibrant place with really great classic brasserie cuisine, a wonderful wine list. And then Best Quality Daughter just opened, and it's in this little house that's right down here on Avenue A. And Jen Dobbs and Quayle Watson have just come in and reimagined it. So it's very imaginative, vibrant colors. And Jen grew up here, her mother is Taiwanese and her father is American, and they ran a diner together. And so Jen calls it Chinese American food because it's really her experience. We have a farmer's market that has been here for 11 years as well, every weekend, rain or shine. We have 14 unique retailers, soon to be 15. We have a really cool new shop coming in August. And they're all local. When you're here, you really feel like I'm in San Antonio. I'm in part of the culture of South Texas, and I couldn't be anywhere else.
Our producer, Rossi, is from San Antonio, and she said, Kristen, when you come down and you go to the Pearl, you need to go inside Felice Modern.
Yes, that's what. So I have a 7-year-old daughter, so we go there probably 3 times a week.
Oh my goodness!
But yeah, that's one of our great creative partners, Ginger Diaz, and she's actually the one who's opening another store here called Rancho Diaz, which is a little higher-end home, really inspired by her relationship with cultural inspirations here in San Antonio and also in Mexico. So working with a lot of artisans from all throughout Mexico and sourcing that in Rancho Diaz. And what's so vibrant about South Texas is there's so much going on here, you know, with really dynamic creative forces, whether it's chefs or Dos Carolinas. She makes these incredible custom guayaberas. Every guy can always wear a guayabera, I think, anywhere. So a guayabera, it's very traditional shirt, and historically it's made of either cotton or linen. If you're from San Antonio, you can spot a Dos Carolinas guayabera from like 200 yards. You're like, I see what you're doing.
I love that.
So it's a super local thing.
It was such a delight walking over here today and getting a tour of the property and seeing the big open like green space and the families and the water fountains.
Yeah.
Like what a beautiful place to spend a lot of time.
Yeah, and that's, you know, from a design standpoint, that's really inspired by, you know, this idea of kind of what's old is new again, which is San Antonio historically is a city of plazas. You know, San Antonio is the oldest city in Texas, one of the oldest cities in the country, and it was designed by the Canary Islanders, the Spaniards who first came here. So it's made up of a set of plazas. And we kind of have lost that in our current modern life of just places where we gather organically, that are surrounded by wonderful food, places where you can explore, places that feel quiet and loud. And that's the design of Pearl. So there we have a big central plaza, and then we have these little placitas that are around the property where people gather there as well, whether you get a coffee or letting your kid run around and meeting friends that you come with. And what I love to see is just people meeting each other for the first time and picking up a conversation, and which is kind of what happens in a plaza.
Well, thank you so much for introducing us to the incredible history of the Pearl. It's been a pleasure.
So happy you guys are here.
To plan your trip, go online at pearl.com.